that had been picked against each other so often. It is the Graves versus Lilia matchup, and a moment for Beichuan to try to keep the tempo in his court.
You know, I love that we highlighted the jungle matchup, and then we get these very exciting one-to-one jungle matchups back-to-back. We'll see how... And again, it's kind of the onus is on Kanavi again. How aggressive does he want to get into this Graves? It's all about the lane prios and how things will land out of the early lane phase. I don't think we're going to necessarily get a lane swap, you know, set of shenanigans going on either. Though, for TT, they wouldn't mind it, right? I think getting Skarner out of that Rumble lane might actually be moderately favorable for them. Not because they get to have Skarner scale up, but because you set that Rumble behind, right? And Rumble off that economy feels real bad. Let's see how creative they're willing to get in this early game.
A tale of two different starts. JDG with a 2-0 over EDG to kick it off. TT lost a devastating reverse sweep to FBX 2-1. These teams in Group A battling it out. Two teams can make it out of this group into that top tier of the second round. We'll see what Game 2 has in store for us as we kick off JDG versus TT here.
Where are they? There we go. Yeah, get active.
It's just a little sleepy today.
It's a little sleepy today, man. Yeah. Oh.
It's just less TT fans, you know?
Yeah, there's just less TT
Don't worry,
fans.
I mean, we are in JDG's home arena, so you know it's fine.
Yep.
Gotta love Beijing, but it should be a lot of fun because I think something that I've seen fall off a lot is the level ones, like this very aggressive late invades and things like that we've seen. But TT, they have a composition that I feel like can be very early active.
Yeah, they do. JDG, let's see how active they want to get. There's no super on Kanavi, so they're going to spot him out on that Raptor start. One thing that Lilia is particularly good at is starting Raptors and then going in for an invade on the blue and the Gromp. I think with that ward there, it's probably going to deter it, but it's always something I like to highlight as an option for him. Where there's no vision there. This top lane matchup is going to be a little bit painful for Hoya, though he's got a very interesting setup with that phase rush. Trying to space out Flandre in between the Flame Spitters and with that cooldown up. Or keep with him, yeah, exactly.
I feel like this Rumble is actually a pretty good matchup into the Skarner. We'll see how it works out at like later levels and stuff, but it feels like you can actually keep him at link with the Flame Spitter.
Yeah, definitely can. Ucal gonna eat a bit of a meaty trade here. Gatling gun, a couple of autos early on. Very strong Halo Blades too, don't forget. As my eyes will be very much peeled and remain peeled on these two junglers. Kanavi going for that full top side clear into bottom side, and you can anticipate Beichuan will do the same thing. Though I will say, if there's one thing Kanavi does have as a potential option, though, as I look towards that bottom lane, it makes it a bit sketchy, as could have gone in and looked to disrupt Beichuan. But I think he just wants his full level 4 clear. I definitely don't blame him.
I think obviously the big spotlight on jungle is huge, but it's more so begging the question of taking a massive chunk there as the harpoon doesn't hit in the end. But how quickly this bot lane can kind of get involved in the jungle matchup, not only Feather and Missing moving out onto the map, but the utility that both the ADCs are bringing. And this is how the story goes. If Graves can get early priority, he does have a lot of trading power, but here comes those bot lanes, here comes mid lane, here comes everybody to help out JDG. Yagao flashes over the death wall for the kill, and now Feather goes in for the engage to trade Yagao right back. 1xN will get one. He'll be able to put some damage back into Kanavi as well, as that approach velocity plus the slowdown is pretty big, and TT make it back 1-1.
Yeah, the other thing is that for that Ucal, almost half a wave, but one to one. One goes into 1xN's back pocket, one goes into Yagao's, so we'll see how both of them respectively utilize that gold. But Kanavi, realistically the big winner. He didn't lose his blue buff, he gets to stay on the map, picks up his Gromp, goes to get the scuttle. And he can even maybe look for an invade off the back of it if he wants to. Get a little bit of vision maybe, either or, everything works out. Double skull, the world's his oyster, Mazel.
Yeah, honestly. I would wonder, does he like them like Rockefeller style? Does he like them cooked, fried?
I don't know. I'm out of my depth. I think I've only had oysters.
You never had oysters?
No. I've had them like one. You were so quick on the trigger.
Bro,
You've never had oysters?
I don't know.
No, I just haven't had them in a long, long time. But they're alright. I like them.
Alright,
not too bad.
That's fine. Well, the Warrior World might be his oyster, but we do have a little bit of skirmishing that's going to continue kicking off here as Kanavi.
He does win the 50-50 as long as he's got W, but the problem is, yeah,
there's
you can do that.
Scorpion man there.
Yeah.
He doesn't have mana though, so no. At least he pushed him out. It's a little bit of wasted time from Kanavi.
A little bit. Kanavi though still has his top side to clear, right? Go back into a reset. So he's still feeling pretty good, and you know, fundamentally he is ahead of Beichuan right now on the tempo side of things. Though there will be a little bit of a XP slingshot for Beichuan as he gets to the second rotation camps. And he'll almost sit equal in XP with Kanavi by the time he's done those Raptors, despite everything that's unfolded so far. But yeah, relatively quiet outside of that invade on that blue buff, which, in all fairness, I don't think any of us are anticipating Beichuan would look for it. But I just had that prior from the bottom side. And now we kind of wait for the next big thing, which those grubs up in 30 seconds. Both these junglers love to, you know, kind of pick up grubs quite quickly. Lilia a little bit more so than the Graves. So I imagine that'll be our next big point of contention as well.
Yeah, and that's going back to the conversation of how we see these kind of bot lanes move out across the map, who we see kind of assigned different places. Right now we're just going back to the 2v2 here. But those objectives are going to start taking priority, and it's more the spotlight on the junglers, but what's their supporting cast looking like at all these skirmishes? We see both junglers have gotten most of their clear out of the way and going top side yet again.
Yep, they have. Faded Ashes on one side and a Serrated Dirk on the other. Kanavi, honestly, it's just very quick to take these grubs, right? But Beichuan here, and Hoya has first move.
Oh, he tries to go for the flash, Extalt's impact, but can't get it. That is one grubby going over the way of TT. Should be all three of them here, unless Yagao wants to make something happen. Missing has come, but so has Feather. And it looks like TT take control early.
Yep, just having that first move from Hoya is so big in securing these grubs, and they will get all three. So that feels really, really good for Beichuan. Struggling to get past those little mites as Feather.
Nice catch. Feather gets completely denied the crash down. Double shattering strike there, but doesn't matter. Yagao claims his second kill.
Yeah, really well played there by JDG. Yagao, like you mentioned, gets that second kill. Going to be accelerated that first item real quick. Now, will JDG be able to turn this into something like this dragon, perhaps? After this wave is crashed in, Kanavi, it looks like he wants at the very least Gromp. Beichuan understands the assignment, knows they're probably going to lose dragon. He's trying to cross map already. Get his eyes on that red. Arrow goes out.
Here
Yagao.
comes the arrow. Right onto him. You've got all day long staring him right in the face as the spiraling despair takes over. Ucal claims his kill of the game.
May as well have not even moved. Kanavi.
He doesn't have 6. He doesn't have 6. Oh,
he's got it now.
Now he has it. One more shot from the dome, and Ruler gets his 2.
Oh, that was sick. Kanavi just about is able to get level 6, and with the passive already ticking, just has to level up R and press it. Sets up for Ruler from downtown. And very proac there is the 4th shot that claims that kill. Both sides very creative on the play on the mid laners there. Enchanted Crystal Arrow from one. And a sleepy ultimate from Kanavi. And an ultimate from Ruler to find that. And it's TT now that get that dragon off the back of it, right? It was kind of looking like it was going to be Kanavi and JDG that pick up that dragon. That was really feeling like the run of play. And TT have kind of uprooted everything now.
TT are just sitting here playing normal League of Legends, getting the objective, stuff like that. JDG's just having fun with their composition. It feels like they'll set each other up with a lot of these wombo combos, but steadily and surely TT staying in the game and keeping this lead very minute from JDG. But Kanavi will take yet another dip into the well that is the top jungle of TT.
Yep, he wanted to pick up a Gromp earlier. This time he's looking for a blue buff. Should be able to walk out with it. Does he get greedy? No. He thought about it, though.
There's a man with a shotgun in there, all right? We've all seen Bambi before.
Oh, God. Yep.
Too far, too far. What I said, he gets hit by the back.
I just had to soak it in, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not my fault Disney wanted to do that to me as a child. It's fine.
No, you're not wrong, man. It was pretty scummy of them. As whilst we were talking about Bambi and the man with a shotgun, 1xN did lose both his summoner spells, and he's going to lose out on a little bit of this wave. He's trying to make up for it with a little bit of Krugs, but Ruler getting a nice little bit of injection of gold. And that feels pretty good for JDG.
6. Oh my god, Ruler is such a Chad right now. Literally, there is no reason he should be this far up with Feather just hitting level 6, but he's exuding the pressure.
Do you know what we call that these days? Do you know what the youngins call him? Is aura.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm not. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Something mewing. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna bring up the brain rot.
All right, that's fine.
I'm better than that.
Everything's fine. I'm not having an existential crisis whatsoever. Missing does end up going mid. He's trying to get that level 6 mark. Does end up getting it. We have the next spawn of grubs coming up. Since these objectives are super desynced, it gives those decisions so much more ease of interest for both sides. And it definitely looks like JDG want to go to that side.
Yeah, definitely looks like they do. Flandre, a lot of priority up here right now. Just kind of pushing Hoya out. I'm very excited to see whether or not JDG are able to pull off the ultimate of Kanavi plus Flandre combo as
oh, that was so clean by Hoya.
Very slick.
Color caster check. What's the ability of that called?
I
said it like 3 times earlier. Anyways, Mega Storm.
Wait.
Oh, they don't get the Spiraling Despair though. That was the big ticket. If they got that, that makes the difference. But now the Lilting Lullaby might just be the ultimate difference maker here. And Ruler picks up his 2nd kill. Enchanted Crystallero splits the uprights, and that's all those grubby tubbies going the way of JDG.
Yeah, they'll split 3-3. JDG, good little find there. Crucially, they also get Beichuan's flash off the back of it, so everything feels real good. As a Hoya, he's trying to make a meal of it.
He's got the Impale as well on top of it. They're getting cooked, but that's going to be a fried scorpion for lunch for JDG. I knew their lunch was good, but I didn't know it was that damn good. Another grubby goes over too.
Yeah, strange decision from Hoya. I wish I could explain it, but I'm not a mind reader. I'm just going to say he saw something that simply we didn't. Gives over his life as well. And I believe it was Flandre that picked up that kill credit, so he's going to feel extra nice about it on his way to that Leandri's as he pushes out that bottom wave. So let's get a look at how this fight unfolded, because it was Kanavi throwing Lullaby. He's got it.
If he hit the Spiraling Despair there, that's huge.
Yeah, it would have been massive, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. And Feather being asleep there just makes the fight very easy to push out the members of TT, and JDG get their objective. Now, Dragon up in 60 seconds. It was TT that claimed that first one, Mazel. But I feel like JDG should have all of the control in the world if they want it to go and pick it up. Get mid lane prio, get bottom side prio. Yagao did teleport up here though, so this could make for a bit of an awkward sort of reshuffle on the lane assignment down. We'll see how things unfold, because also Beichuan and crew, they want this Bramble back. They want this red buff. I think they will definitely get it. Kanavi looking for the cross map. Won't quite find Hoya. Could play a bit of a nuisance though.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I just think it's so difficult because it feels like TT have had good advances in these games. I've never seen that in my entire life of casting, and I'm here for it. That was incredible. Hex Flash Chicken, get it into your game sometime soon. Hoya, though, at a 1v2 is going to wish he still had his flash. Maybe able to make it out of that one with the earth. Oh! Nobody's there to take the arrow as Kanavi and co head back to Ucal.
Oh, man.
Well, set up the spotlight for the man himself. The 3rd shot will do it, and that's another kill for Ruler.
Feels bad for Hoya, man. I mean, he's just getting picked on down there. All the while, though, TT, 2 of the main carries for this mid game, they're getting a big cash injection. As a missing, here you go.
Deadly Flourish on top of it, locks him down, and Ruler goes 4-0 with that Collector completed, helping him out. Meanwhile, Flandre almost taking a side lane turret here. Would not be first turret, as that was already secured by top side for TT. But JDG are doing some lasting damage and have developed almost a 3,000 gold lead here.
Yeah, almost out of nowhere, right? JDG, whilst they acknowledge TT are just kind of dumping those numbers into the top side, they make the play bottom side. They, at the very least, also pick up 1xN in the mid lane. So they do a really, really good job of just cross-mapping the play because TT a little bit overzealous and trying to be in places they simply shouldn't be at. TT, they will get this Herald. But again, you know, JDG just finding small wins across the map when and where they can. Yagao, but also Yagao sees him. So all is fair. Feather will just take that gate back. Going back up on XN in this mid lane now.
Yeah. So I want to check in because we were talking so much about the jungles. We've seen a lot of influence from the outsides of the jungle in. But here we get to a point where Lilia is literally hitting the Autobahn at this point. Like literally just going to be sprinting ahead in CS. Graves clear is strong, but we literally just saw Kanavi take part of the top side, rotate all the way around to the bot side, take more of his camps, now go back to his side and full clear. And I think that's going to be the really difficult chokehold that JDG have over this game.
Yeah, and this is just one of those things about Lilia that makes her such a frustrating champion to try and navigate against, is that she kind of just powers through the entire game. Like from start to finish, she just is a fast clearer, right? And as the game goes on, and you're going to see she's got a bit of a clear path from straight up blue buff to Krugs right now. Nothing on the map to do. So she's going to be done in like 40 seconds from now. Like everything's just going to be gone. Less than, really.
And that's got to be like the second item.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be very close. All right, at the very least, 2 components, I would imagine, as he looks for the reset after the Krugs. And there's nothing really for TT to do about this either. So it just feels good. Very easily got to the Krugs. They could also look to contest midway if they want to. It seems like Beichuan can drop this Herald down, so they don't want to let this one go completely for 3. And Flandre is also rotating up alongside Hoya. Actually, could be a pick.
Falls impact into the wall because you get that extended distance on it. And now the impale right back to the closed maw of TT as Beichuan picks up his kill of the game. That's big for them. They're moving mid lane now.
Yeah, nice little conversion as here we go. Rula clipped by that ult.
Spiraling Despair hits. It's a nice little knockback from Missing. He's got the Unbreakable as he's tanking so much. Here comes the curtain call. Missing gets out with the flash, but he does not as he gets sniped down. Here comes a 4th shot. Feather tanking it up, not going down. Deadly Flare is going to be bossed out of by Feather. And now TT. That little bowling ball almost took your life there.
Yeah, Feather almost gets knocked down on the backside of that play. But very, very good response there from JDG, despite getting run down initially to kind of just prevent TT from finding anything else. Herald did end up charging into that tier 1, so it is chunked out. So for TT, at the very least, they should, keyword should, eventually be able to get their hands on that tier 1. But they still find themselves almost 3,000 gold down, right? And when you kind of take a zoom out, Yagao's already 2 items. Kanavi well on his way to that Leandri's 2nd as well. And once that spike comes in specifically, it's just another big, big hike in damage for Kanavi. That TT, they're not really going to have much an answer for. They have to find these big combos, right? Feather, Hoya, Beichuan with Ucal. It can also start with, you know, an Enchanted Crystal Arrow, sure, but they need multiple members stuck in these big chains of CC to get hit by all of the AoE damage that is on offer from this mid-jungle duo. Yeah. And without it, I feel like they're just going to struggle.
That's what I think we've seen them trying to do, right? They're like roaming around a lot with the group around mid lane. They're trying to find these big picks. And I think that's the way in, especially with Ruler having a big shutdown on him and being a Jhin. Doesn't really have that much mobility there. It does have that item called the Collector that makes a big difference on the Jhin. But, you know, I think it's going to be a little bit more of waiting and watching TT's side of things and see if they can crack this lead at all.
Yeah, I think if TT can just find one pocket of vision where they can sneak Hoya in and kind of allow him to go through that terrain, right? Because that's what makes Skarner so, you know, frustrating at times to play against. That unpredictability occasionally of where that engage could come from. But frankly, they've just kind of been playing a little bit frontal, all cards faced up, right? And it makes life for JDG very, very easy to respond.
Alright, we see a little bit of move from TT out of mid lane. Dragon coming up in 15 seconds. That's why we're starting to get all the party favors out for this one. As the Shattered Earth has already been used. Going to be thrown at Ruler. Not going to find anything there. Looks like JDG want to go with a bot lane approach here. We'll see both teams approach differently. Who do you favor?
Right now, JDG are clumped up right next to each other. Feel very, very good. Missing can get on a flank here. He will be spotted out on it, but I don't think it's going to matter. And they're starting up this dragon. JDG are in a really good spot. Hoya, though, he's got an angle.
Got a lot of damage from Hoya. Enchanted Crystal Arrow blocked out of Hoya going over the wall there. He's just a body in front of everything, but can't really do anything. Missing! He goes in. He only gets one. He tanks it up. Meanwhile, the dragon goes down to Yagao. Re-engage with the impale from Hoya. TT got some fight left to give. 1x hit flash and 4. Beichuan's got his shotgun ready, but it doesn't matter because JDG have the targeting. Hoya steps in with the stalls impact and does huge moments for TT. They fight them rough and tough, and they come out on top.
A couple of key moments inside of that fight. Flandre drops the ultimate too soon before the sleep actually comes through, and Hoya manages to snag a second over the wall with that impale. And that ultimate from Hoya is what really turns the fight for TT. We'll get a replay shortly, right now in fact. But first for JDG, I'm thinking this ultimate coming down so soon just kind of stops the potential of that combination. Hoya then blocks the CC. But then he takes all of this massive damage. Missing gets that flank we were talking about, but the impact just isn't that high. And then look at Hoya's ultimate. It grabs Flandre just over the wall. That means 1xN and Beichuan are able to very easily pick him off. And even though Feather dies, the carries of TT are able to flash forward, pick up Flandre, get all of the extra poke damage, and then Hoya again from the side. Being able to find Ruler and also get that extra bit of damage onto Yagao just makes the fight so easy. And that's the kind of impact that Skarner can have. It wasn't quite the wombo combo that we were necessarily asking for out of TT, but the overall presence of Skarner there just changes everything.
Stalls impact? Well, that's what we talked about in the draft. This champion, no matter what happens earlier on, it does not matter. It is ridiculous what you can do in team fights with it. Also, a couple key things going really wrong for JDG. Not only that the equalizer with the Little Team Lullaby going wrong. Fourth shot going completely wide onto 3 members. That could have been 1 shot there from Ruler. So just little increments going the way of TT, and they're taking advantage of it, which is what we've seen JDG do this series so far. And it's nice to see TT wake up to the moment.
Yeah, and TT have closed that gold gap, right? We spoke about maybe 5 minutes ago, 3,000 gold TT were down. We were questioning how they'd find their way back in. Now they've got it. Hoya swings a little bit wide, but look at the damage.
They're coming
Polar Radiance as well. They want him. They don't want this guy to live. A couple more seconds on the
really want to cook him up. The impale's only going to go on a missing, and he will be cooked alive as Flandre is eating good.
Yeah, Flandre is eating good. Another kill goes into his back pocket. That's going to feel very, very nice trying to get him towards that second item completion. Riftmaker, I believe, off the top of my head from those components. I don't see it too often, but Flandre feeling like the extra little bit of Omnivamp and the ramp-up damage is going to help him dealing with Hoya. There you go. That's locked in, and that's confirmed. TT, they don't really lose too much off the play, though, right? They don't really lose a grand amount of control that they had, because there wasn't really much anyway. So for JDG, it's just a bit of extra gold. 2 minutes until the next dragon. Baron's up, but I feel like for both sides, it's a massive risk to take, right? With the amount of tools available on both ends, you don't really want to be in the pit. You really don't. So I think both would just take their time, wait for this next dragon to spawn up. Look for control there, and it's about the item spikes. Ucal, look at his inventory. 1,000 gold until he hits that decap. If he can get it before this next objective, he's going to feel real good.
That's the problem, though. You already got your 3rd item for Yagao here. He's got his IE. We've got double IEs completed now for JDG's side. Maybe looking to make up for a couple of those lacking moments in the last fight. We see the way that TT can fight, though. If Hoya's out in front, if you get a big engage from Feather, it sets up a beautiful front to back. But JDG might have other plans with the way that they can entrance those fights, those Little Team Lullabies, things like that. We have about a minute until the dragon spawns here. TT, you're definitely going to want to contest that one if they can hit these item spikes.
Yeah, exactly. Once Ucal gets that 3rd item, that's what they're looking for. I think he's not going to have it for this next dragon, but JDG, again, on spike, like you mentioned, can realistically take a fight when they want. with that Corki sat on that IE spike. It's just a bit quiet though. as I almost cursed the game with my magical caster power. Enchanted Crystal Arrow just goes wide by a slim margin. 30 seconds now, Dragon. I think if I'm JDG, I'm really just trying to pin down this Kana and make sure I know exactly where he is at all times. At all times. If he goes untracked, I'm really worried. At the very least for now, they know he's here. And it's about maintaining that level of information throughout. Dragon's up now. We're in 3 seconds. Mid lane wave, it looks like it's going to go this prior towards TT. Missing's going to get a Hex Gate in, so he's here, but not really here. JDG, are they just starting up the Dragon? They are, so they just want the objective. Let's keep our eyes now on Feather and Hoya.
There's a Hextech Soul. Would be really big. Dragon already about half health. TT moving in. Missing gonna take it. Hoya's gonna follow. They're gonna try to go on the other side. Missing. The Dragon already down to Kanavi, so that's 2 Hextech Dragons in a row for JDG as they approach from the bottom side. And TT are gonna try to force the play on the other side of the map. They're gonna go straight to the Baron.
Alright, so TT, despite getting the mid lane wave, of course, don't get the Dragon because it's busted down by JDG. What are they looking for? Oh, they have to defend Ucal. As that little lullaby came down. But that's a big ultimate from Kanavi. That's a big ultimate from Kanavi now. That's a big threat that TT don't have to worry about.
Oh, Hoya. If you catch Hoya, though, if you catch Hoya, that is the difference maker in all of these fights. And now TT have no hope in that way. Swirl Seed hits yet again. Doesn't have the Lilting Lullaby, but those rockets are close behind. And here comes the curtain call. Not going to hit. He hits Beichuan. Going for one more. Can't do it. A 4th shot going to go wide, but JDG have asserted dominance over mid lane as they take an outer tower.
Yeah, a bit of a jankangle from Ruler, isn't it? It's not really his fault. It's just the way that the play unfolds. Not able to quite get the shots off that he probably would have liked. There's that little picture-in-picture in the bottom right hand of your screen, which is what pulled TT off the initial Baron takedown. Or at least the attempt.
That's
very good looks from Kanavi. Yeah, it is real rough. But, you know, if at first you don't succeed,
hey, he's on
try
the
and try again.
Map. Why not?
Yeah,
Let's see what happens.
If they know where he is, they could finish it in time.
He's so fast, though, man. The Swirl Seed is connected. Equalizer on top of it all. He's trying to get in the pin, but the Ixtal's impact has pushed him out. The Baron has reset, and Hoya's all by himself. He's being picked apart leg by little leg, and there's 8 of them. Feather re-engages with the Magnet Storm, but it's too little late. As JDG move right back to it. They assert again, and they move on to the Baron.
Kanavi, you naughty jungler. He got the bottom side. It makes TT go for this. A little bit of poke damage, but I don't think it's enough for JDG to be worried, Mazel.
Beichuan.
No, nice, too far.
Collateral damage.
AoE though.
Kill follow-up though as well. Oh, they move.
Oh, no.
My God. Ucal, you were not long for this world, as that's another clean one, and that's a full-on ace at 27.5 minutes. JDG have come to play.
Full ace. They get the Baron. JDG, they're cruising to a 2-0 here. And TT, I can only imagine Mazel. They just didn't know where Kanavi was until he ran across the mid lane. So they didn't really want to. They didn't want to flip. They just didn't want to burst it. They were so worried about all of these ultimates. Potentially, right? I mean,
I'm surprised they don't try to burn it. The equalizer's huge.
I'm just very surprised that the call is to back out from the pit, right? Like, the equalizer's not really... The equalizer's laid down like that because they're already running out, you know? They know Kanavi's very far away. Hoya's playing bodyguard. Strange set of decisions, in my opinion, but I'm not the one in the seat at the end of the day.
The fact that they just pounce right back on the Ucal right there.
They don't let him breathe. They really don't. Very decisive from JDG on that turn. And now with Baron in pocket, a lot of pressure across the map. I'm going to look to siege on this bottom side of the map, it seems like, as Feather. And Beichuan.
Huge stuff as Equalizer might just do exactly what the name says it does. Equalizing the fight. It's a huge one for JDG as they find yet another ace here, potentially. It's a lilting lullaby to send TT to sleep.
TT are asleep. They've been knocked out cold. And that was a sick combo from the side of TT, but there's one major factor that was missing. It was Ucal. He just wasn't in range to drop his whole combo. And if he is, that's a game-turning fight. But fact of the matter is, he just wasn't. JDG get a 5-man clean ace. They won't crack open the base, in all fairness. So still a little bit of life left in them. Play actually starts between the two AD carries. Dashing out there almost. But let's get a look at this in the bottom right-hand of the screen. Oh no, they want to show us.
My goat. My literal goat.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. 1xN doesn't get to play the game.
He does die, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Ucal got the snipe on the Spiraling Despair. The fact that Lilting Lullaby comes back up right when this is super clutch.
Yeah, it is. TT, what's the play? What have you got for me, guys?
They don't
show us something. They don't. JDG are on the mid wave. Oh, I see. It's inhib for Dragon. I've seen that trade a bunch of times.
I've seen
actually.
that before.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, that's seen that one.
They don't just
at
lose
least
the
like
game,
2
right?
times this week. No. They shouldn't, but it is a funny trade nonetheless. It is, however, of course, jokes aside.
Guys, Kanavi kind of dipped. Or not Kanavi, Yagao rather. And now they're just going to take the fight after. Double knockup from missing rather. Kanavi gives a big lilting lullaby here too. They're going right for him. Oh my god! Look away! Cover your children's eyes because this is a murder! This is 2-0 clean from JDG, and that's going to be a 2-win streak for them here in Group A.
They're going to close out through the top side of the map. That last bullet into Ucal was disgusting. What a combo from JDG. We never quite saw the lilting lullaby and the equalizer though, did we, Mazel? That one we're going to have to wait for.
We did get a show. What a way to take dominance of Group A. The team was definitely upset about their spring performance in here. They want to guarantee that they make it to that alpha group in the second round. This will be a lot of fun to watch as this team grows, but it seems like the coordination is on point.
Yeah, the coordination, it's been one of the strongest parts about JDG all throughout last year and all throughout a lot of spring. And it looks like they're maintaining that streak here. TT, you have to feel a little bit a ways about them, you know. They weren't too far off in many instances, right? 1 or 2 abilities go a different way, connect onto a different person. Opportunities could very easily have opened up for them, but simply they were not the better team to date.
Yeah.
JDG bested them both games.
I feel like maybe the meta is now just send your team off to the countryside for a week every offseason. Maybe it works. I don't know. They were planting crops and they were planting wins here early on in this split. It's been cool to see kind of that cohesion still be alive, and didn't necessarily see them pick apart the meta maybe the way I wanted them to tonight, but they got the job done, and that's all that matters. Now I want to focus a little bit more on TT, the things that went right, the things that went wrong. I think we still saw Ucal have some stabilizing moments for the team, but there just wasn't much to say elsewhere.
Yeah, right. That's kind of the thing. It always feels like with this TT side,